Previously on SolveNFX. We can't make the text partially bold, but we can fake it. Ready for the real thing? In After Effects 2025, Adobe has finally given us per character font control. Which means, instead of using an animator to apply a stroke or a faux bold, we can now switch fonts using expressions. It's pretty simple when you understand the code. Here's some lorem ipsum completely random text. Honestly, just completely random. Expand the text layer on the timeline until you can see the source text property. Then hold Alt and click on the stopwatch to open the expressions area. After text.sourceText, type .style.setFont with a capital F, brackets. And then you could type in the name of your font. But if you don't know it, select the tiny expression menu and look at the new sections. There's so many new expressions laid out for you to choose from. But for now, I'll click on the font option. And a font chooser pops up and I'll select Arial Bold Italic. If I click off the expression now, all the text has become bold italic. But if I edit the expression, and this time add a comma after the font name in quotes, but before the closing bracket, and then type a random number like 57, comma, and I don't know, maybe 41? Then 41 characters from the 57th character are now all bold italic. And let's make this easier to change. With the text layer selected, go to Effect, Expression Controls, Slider Control. And hit enter and rename this to first letter to bold. Then set that to some random value like 357, and then hold down Control and tap D to duplicate the effect. And rename this to last letter, and set its random value to 65 for instance. Then edit your expression again, highlight the 57, then use the pick whip to select the first letter slider. And do the same to replace the 41, selecting the last letter slider. Oh, you know what? Infinite monkeys, I guess. And you aren't limited to new fonts. This version adds in Set Fill Color, which uses RGB values to style up the same characters. We are currently limited to per character selections. I found this quote on Adobe's forums from Teresa Rostek. The "we needed to start somewhere" is a positive indication that per word selection has been thought about at least. There's probably a way to do something with arrays and splits, I don't know, something like this. So what I've done here is I have two sliders, one for first word and one for number of words. 2 hours. 2 hours! Less than 2 hours after I posted the first version of this video, Airweb AE on Adobe's community forums posts a reply to my video sharing a better solution for per word selection. I'd swear or do that comedy bleeping thing, but YouTube would tank my advertising revenue either way. I have to say, users like Airweb exemplify everything this community should be about. Nice one, dude. Thank you. And I should probably also thank DC and Ben E who've bought me coffees this week. I've rewritten Airweb AE's code to help me understand it. First, here's a variable for the text itself. Then, let's take the first word slider and convert it into a rounded integer. MathMax rounds up from the math floor bit. And -1 because we want to set the slider to 1 to be the first word, but JavaScript does like to count from 0. Then we do the same for the number of words. Next, words array splits the text layer's text using all the variations of a space, which can be handy if you're pasting in text from somewhere. Then selected words cuts off the array to start at the word start number. So if the slider says 3, words 1 and 2 are removed. And then also removes all the words after number of words. So if the number of words is also 3, then words 6, 7, 8 are cut. And join turns selected words back into a sentence, or rather a string. The next section is a JavaScript function to search the original text for the first word and that gives us first char position, or the count needed for the first character for set font. And then selected length counts the number of characters in our selected word string to get us the endpoint. And finally we apply that to the text layer using the same style we looked at earlier. Airweb has gone on to flex their coding muscles, sharing a paragraph selection version too, but rather than talk through that, it's probably best to head to the community forums to view the post there, as no doubt there will be better code shared there before the copyright checks have cleared on this video. Despite being thoroughly upstaged, I'm probably going to be exploring new text expressions over the coming months. You can check out the options from the Adobe help guides, direct link is in the description below, and if you have anything you'd like to see in particular, drop me a line in the comments.